Subscribe to the MTL World at Malworld 1 YouTube channel. Novel, The Primordial Law. Volume 1, Nether Realm of the Dead. Chapter 8, Extraordinary Phenomena. 8th of Volume 1. Translator, Shadow Knight AK. Editor, Shadow Knight AK. This was clearly wrong. Li Wei wanted to stop, but the sole of his right foot felt like a volcano erupting uncontrollably, spewing forth scalding, magma-like air. Simultaneously, a silver vein sprouted from the sole of his right foot, like a vine growing from a seed, guiding the air as it spread upwards. Along his calf, up his thigh, through his internal organs, across his neck. Whoosh! The instant Li Wei opened his eyes, the silver vein and the air converged there, causing his pupils to glow with a faint silver light. His entire world sharpened into focus, colors becoming richer, details more intricate. Above him, the rust and fingerprints on the iron sheets of the medical tent were clearly visible, allowing him to deduce the order and process of its construction. In the air, countless invisible dust particles moved in the currents of his rapid breathing. Outside the tent door, wisps of ethereal mist, like fine, pale-colored gauze, permeated everywhere, seeping through every crack and crevice, swirling with the wind. What's happening? Li Wei was filled with uncertainty, his heart pounding like a drum. The world he saw now was completely different from before. His previous eyes had seemed veiled by a blurry lens, leaving him to live in a daze for 19 years. Now, he felt as if he had broken free from a cage and emerged from a swamp. The silver light in his pupils faded. But his eyes felt as if they had been reshaped, his vision far surpassing its former acuity. Looking at Professor Xu in the adjacent hospital bed, Li Wei could even perceive the subtle changes in his facial muscles, wrinkles, pores, and fine hairs, sensing the emotions stirring within him. After a long time, he regained his composure and began to think seriously. Could this be what Master meant by transcendence? Master said my physical body had long approached its critical point, but because I was born in the wrong era, I couldn't advance further. Now, having fallen into the microscopic world and with the environment changed, did I instantly break through that critical point? Numerous speculations and thoughts flooded Li Wei's mind. However, he felt that whatever was happening within him, though unknown, was definitely not a bad thing. So, he began to explore it actively. He practiced the Jade Void Yushu breathing technique again. As the scorching current surged from the sole of his right foot, Li Wei consciously guided it towards his left arm, which had been severely injured by the bear-like creature. Whoosh! A second silver vein sprouted, leading the scorching current along a different path, extending towards his left arm and finally reaching his palm. As the scorching current flowed over the wound, the searing pain immediately subsided. It was replaced by an itchy, tingling sensation, like the feeling of new flesh growing during healing. His injury was clearly improving. The silver veins must be channels carved out by the scorching current, as thin as strands of hair, winding and twisting to guide the current to various parts of my body. Wherever the current passes, it nourishes and transforms my flesh, bones, muscles, internal organs. Even my eyes. My entire body is undergoing a metamorphosis. Perhaps it won't be long before the injury to my left arm heals completely under the nourishment of this scorching current. And like my eyes, it should also undergo an extraordinary, transcendent transformation. Li Wei felt as if he had opened a mysterious gate connecting heaven and earth. Overwhelmed with joy, he plunged completely into exploring this transcendent realm. Ha ha ha, Wei. Zhao Meng hurried into the medical tent, his face flushed with excitement and his clothes covered in dust and grime. Having finished his work, he had rushed over immediately after hearing that Li Wei had regained consciousness. Li Wei temporarily suspended his exploration of the transcendent realm and sat up, leaning against the bed frame. He no longer looked weak and listless, his spirit and vitality had visibly improved. Zhao Meng examined him for a long moment, his joy growing. Ha ha ha, this is amazing. Truly amazing. You look fantastic. Your complexion is rosy, your eyes are bright, it seems you've completely recovered. Dr. Qi's medical skills are truly remarkable. Dr. Qi's skills are indeed impressive, but Dr. Kai's fish soup is even more effective. A faint voice drifted from the bed at the back of the medical tent. It was the short man who loved telling mythological stories. His neck and right arm were splinted, his eyes vacant, staring blankly at the ceiling. His name was Xuanhuan, one of Professor Xu's students. But he felt neither joy nor happiness at the moment. While it was enviable that Kai Yutong had fed Li Wei the fish soup, the fact that his two classmates had brought Professor Xu fish soup earlier but forgotten about him had only added insult to injury. Outside the medical tent, a flurry of hurried footsteps echoed. Zhao Meng's expression shifted slightly. He immediately leaned close to Li Wei's ear and whispered, "After you fell unconscious, some things happened. I hid the Dao ancestors' Tai Chi fish, and the relic is still on it. But if they ask about it later, you must act like you know nothing. Captain Gao Xin, Director Yang, Xie Tianshu, Xie Jin." In moments, over a dozen people crowded into the medical tent, surrounding Li Wei's bed so tightly that not even a needle could pass through. You've just woken up and are still very weak. You need to rest properly. Lie down. Zhao Meng turned his back to the crowd, supporting Li Wei's neck and back as he gently lowered him back onto the bed. Xie Tianshu couldn't contain his impatience and asked, Xiao Li, now that you're awake, we have a crucial matter to discuss with you. Zhao Meng turned around, his expression displeased. Haven't I already explained that the Buddha's relic fell into the sea during the bear-like creature and 9 infants attack? I know nothing about what happened afterward, and neither does my junior brother. Zhao Meng was never good at feigning ignorance or lying. His overly absolute statements only made him more suspicious. Xie Tianshu chuckled, but someone saw through the porthole that the azure glow and crimson light that caused us to crash into the bronze ship originated from Xiao Li. Only the Buddha's relic could produce such a miraculous phenomenon. Zhao Meng said, I was standing so close, yet I didn't notice anything. You were all tossed into the Arctic Ocean by the 9 infants, the situation was so dire, how could anyone have seen clearly? The first mate knows the truth, Xie Tianshu replied calmly. Many in the room were skeptical of Zhao Meng's words. Director Yang, deeply concerned about the Buddha's relic, said, Mr. Zhao, please calm down. Our situation was critical at that time, but yours was no less so. You can't guarantee you didn't overlook crucial details. The Buddha's relic is vital to our return to macroscopic Earth. It's best to clarify everything. Li Wei, having understood the situation, naturally followed his senior brother's line of thought. Weakly, he asked, regarding the Buddha's relic, I already questioned Professor Xu earlier. It's truly unbelievable, did we really fall into the microscopic world? What is the origin of this bronze ship? And where is it sailing? No one in the room could answer these questions. They, too, were uncertain about many things. Finding the Buddha's relic will get us back. But what connection does it have to the bronze ship? Will we be able to control them? Li Wei pressed. Xie Tianshu said, at least the Buddha's relic wouldn't vanish without a reason. If it's on you, Xiao Li, you should take it out and let everyone study and analyze it. Even if we can't return to Earth, it would give us an extra layer of security in this unfamiliar world. Li Wei understood. The talk about returning to Earth was just a pretext, they had no real confidence in it. The true goal was to seize the Buddha's relic, a treasure that would give them an advantage in this strange new world. If the Buddha's relic hadn't returned to the Tao ancestors' Tai Chi fish, Li Wei wouldn't mind returning it to its rightful owner. He wouldn't stoop to stealing what wasn't his. But what if the Buddha's relic was actually one of the fish eyes of the Tao ancestors' Tai Chi fish? Wouldn't this current situation be the true return to its rightful owner? How could he possibly hand over the Chan sect leader's token to someone else? Zhao Meng was enraged. My junior brother has been unconscious for 3 days. If the Buddha's relic was truly on him, you would have taken it long ago. It's not on him, but inside him. Who can say for sure? Xie Tianshu could say this because he had already considered swallowing the Buddha's relic directly. Only by possessing the treasure within his body could he truly claim it. Zhao Meng retorted, are you suggesting we cut him open? I'm merely presenting a possibility. Stop bickering. Gao Xin, the captain, though elderly, possessed a commanding presence. He silenced Zhao Meng and Xie Tianshu, who were on the verge of a brawl. After everyone had quieted down, Li Wei spoke first, Senior brother, their true objective isn't the Buddha's relic at all. They're using it as a pretext to turn everyone on us, isolating us. The freezer is damaged, and most of the food on the research vessel will spoil soon. In 10 days, whoever controls the remaining food distribution will have a greater chance of survival. The captain and the other leaders are elderly. The only person who poses a threat to him is you. Naturally, they need to find a reason to eliminate you. Gao Xin and Li Wei's words plunged everyone present into deep thought. Clearly, the pressing reality of food was far more crucial and immediate than the ethereal treasure of the Buddha's relic. One by one, the others left the medical tent, offering polite or insincere well wishes for Li Wei's recovery as they departed. Xie Jin caught up with Xie Tianshu and whispered, Brother Tianshu, did you notice anything? Zhao Meng's junior brother is far more difficult to deal with than Zhao Meng himself. He appears innocent and kind, but he subtly sabotaged our plans. Fortunately, the bear-like creature severely injured him. Xie Tianshu replied. Xie Jin's eyes turned cold. After that kid's warning, Zhao Meng will definitely be on guard. Should we strike early? Xie Tianshu shook his head. There are only 3 guns on this ship. The rifle, with 3 bullets left, is in Zhao Meng's possession. The shotgun is with the group from Laboratory 705, and they probably still have some ammunition. Gao Xin also has a handgun. None of the guns are in our hands. We can't rush this. When we move, it must be foolproof. Xie Jin sneered. Zhao Meng's greatest weakness is that kid, Li Wei. If we control him, Zhao Meng will hand over the rifle without a fight. As for those old, weak, and sick folks from Laboratory 705, leave them to me. Xie Tianshu frowned slightly, his voice serious, don't act rashly. We'll stick to the original plan. First, win over Chef Kong Fan. He's the key to achieving our goals without bloodshed. Blank. End of chapter. Subscribe to the MTL World at Malworld 1 YouTube channel.